Hello everyone, Harry here. I do apologize, I was supposed to bring this video 2 weeks ago, but here we are. Now today, we're going to be talking about LEGO. Now most people know LEGO is an extremely popular European brand that just marks success. Normally everything that LEGO touches is pure gold. But how would you feel if I told you that is not always true? Now, back in the 90s, LEGO started this very ambitious project and they decided they were going to try to make a juggernaut. And what ended up happening was the complete opposite. Everyone, today we're going to be talking about LEGO Rock Raiders. Now, everyone knows how LEGO is a very popular franchise. It's been very popular since the 70s, 80s, 90s. It's really starting to build up steam. Now, what ended up happening in the 90s was LEGO started to experiment. They started to go away from their basic city play sets and their basic space play sets, and they started to make themes, stories, and pretty much adventures. They wanted to really have kids dive into their imagination and give them themes. And what ended up happening was you had brilliant concepts like adventurers or the forest men come out of this think tank that is known as LEGO. Now, in the 90s, they tried to make a new franchise called LEGO Rock Raiders. Now, what was different with LEGO Rock Raiders was that LEGO got a little bit more ambitious. They made 16 sets, which is roughly about the norm for a basic LEGO series, but they also expanded into the world of video games. They made a PS1 game for PlayStation 1, and they also made a computer game as well, which actually both sold relatively decently. And they had this new theme to it. See, what happened with this was LEGO Rock Raiders had somewhat of a story. They had an actual plot. And the plot for LEGO Rock Raiders was that you had this group of miners that pretty much got lost in space. And they ended up landing on a foreign planet that was inhabited by these rock monsters, and they had to mine minerals to get off the planet. Sounds like a winner, doesn't it? Sounds awfully a lot like Lost in Space, but it does sound like a franchise that should be able to work. But here's the thing, it didn't. This franchise burned completely. Now, what was fascinating about that was that LEGO did exactly what you think they would do. They had the proper advertisements. They had all the LEGO booklets, which normally came in their other set advertisements. They also advertised it in the LEGO Club. They also had multiple they had multiple book series about it as well. And what was phenomenal about this was it happened in 1999 to the year 2000. So right before social media was really a thing. And without that to back them, they just get the return on their investment. And LEGO Rock Raiders just ended up not doing as good as they thought they would, and they pulled the plug. And LEGO Rock Raiders just disappeared. Now they continued the line a little bit later on. They renamed it and they did a bunch of new bright things, but we're not going to talk about that. Now, we have some pre-production art for LEGO Rock Raiders. That was from the Ultimate LEGO book that I'm going to show you right here. And what's fascinating about this is that this happened even though LEGO did exactly what they should have done. See, they did the media juggernaut. They did the video game, they did the comic books and books, they did the advertisements. The only thing they were missing was a TV show. And children liked LEGO Rock Raiders, but it still didn't do well enough to return their investment. Now, what I find absolutely fascinating about that is that everyone I talk to loves LEGO Rock Raiders. And for some strange reason, it just didn't do good. I am not completely sure. I tried looking up financial information for LEGO Rock Raiders. I could not find any. Apparently, LEGO does not like to disclose this information to the general public. So we can only speculate on why LEGO Rock Raiders failed overall. But one thing I will tell you is that just based on how it all played out, because they only really lasted a year. So my theory is that they were using this as a test to see what they would need to do for future franchises. And when Lego Rock Raiders did not do as well as they thought it would, they decided to go back to the drawing board and start from scratch. And you can see Lego has done much better in some of its future franchises like Ninjago and all of that. But there is one key element that is missing that Lego Rock Raiders didn't have, which is the form of a cartoon. Now, if anyone studies Saturday morning cartoons, or they study anything about how companies like Hasbro and Mattel advertise, the cartoon makes a huge difference. But the cartoon also needs to be put on a good time slot and needs to reach its audience. So it makes me wonder if that cartoon is really what was behind making Lego Rock Raiders flop in general. Well, everyone, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious on why you thought Lego Rock Raiders failed. It is a very intriguing mystery, and I almost want to put money down on the cartoon. But if you can think of anything else that you can contribute to this, feel free to send me a message, feel free to comment. Let me know. Let me know how you feel, because I would love to know what your theory is on how Lego Rock Raiders failed and why. Because this franchise had everything that was leading up to success, and it just didn't work out. Well, everyone, my name is Harry. I hope you have a good day and wish you the best of luck.